people are anxious. There's a frustration. There's an anxiety on the inside. People are anxious for what? To improve themselves. So what happens? We just keep going around the same mountain, right? We therefore remain bound. We just have the same experience, the same problems we had 10 years ago, we're still having today. But not after today. Not after this session, right? We are all going to take action. Come on, that's what I'm talking about. We're going to take action, and we are going to work on ourselves and take responsibility for our own leadership. Can we do that? My dream is to help you live yours. And I do that by assessing and training and equipping and developing your teams so you don't have to. Welcome to the webinar today titled Increasing Sales in Any Market. My name is Drew, and I am your instructor today, your trainer, your coach, your speaker, and I am all those things. I'm certified with a John Maxwell team and teach primarily in the areas of leadership, communications, and sales. And we've got a sales training for you today I am excited about. This is something that I've worked on. I'm actually leaving next week to go and speak on, and I'm fired up about it. This is fantastic content that's really going to help you increase your sales, for one, and it's going to give you insights on how to better build rapport and connect with your clients, your potential clients, and even your coworkers and friends. So great stuff coming down the way. Stay tuned to the very end. I do have some websites I'm going to give you at the end that will have some free training for you available to you. So a website, free training, some free giveaways, and so you want to stay tuned along the way. With that being said, I don't know exactly who you are listening to this. You may be in more of a sales manager role. Maybe you have a team of people and you're trying to see what's out there, maybe checking this out to see if it's something you want to have your team members look at. Great stuff to look at and then talk about in your next meeting. You may be a CEO, a COO, and you are looking for content for your team, or you may be an individual contributor. You're here and you are a sales professional and you're out here educating yourself, getting better yourself, and that's how you found this. Either way, no matter what category you fall in, you are going to receive value in this training today, and you're going to leave this webinar with actionable steps you can put into practice. So I'm going to give you content, but what you have to do is you have to lean in, you have to be all in, and you have to grab hold and identify that one thing. What is that one thing for you that you are going to walk away with today and put into practice? Hey, I believe in you. And I believe that you know your situation. If you're a team leader, you know your team better than anybody else, and you know what they need and what's going to move the needle for your organization. You know yourself. If you're an individual contributor, you know yourself and you know what you need and the areas that you need to grow in. So I believe in you. And the best thing you can do as you're taking notes, as you're following along today, the best thing that you can do is write down what's coming to your mind as we go through this webinar. I'm going to share thoughts, kind of my gifting and how I'm used is I tend to inspire and motivate. And when I teach and I bring concepts to light, they're real simple, they're practical. But when I'm doing that, when people are in my environment and I'm around them, it sparks ideas. And that's what's going to happen with you in this webinar. And I want you to commit to write down those ideas, because that's what's really going to make the difference in your contributions and in your organization. Okay, is that a deal? Great. All right, I want to quote Goethe real quick. He says, knowing is not enough, we must apply. Understanding is not enough, we must do. And I've thought a lot about this training, this webinar, and I don't believe that I'm going to tell you anything new today. I'm just not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you anything new. These are things that you know, that you understand, that you've put into practice, that you've heard before. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to let you off the hook about it, okay? We all know a bunch of stuff. We understand the implications of things. But the question really is, do we put it into practice? If you're a team leader, does your team put it into practice? Do you put it into practice? There's knowing, there's understanding, but then there's applying. Now, I have essentially two teenagers. I have a 14-year-old and an 11-year-old. And the 11-year-old, he's a tweener, teenager guy. So he's right there. And, you can tell them something and they'll be like, I know. And you might pick them up from school and say, hey, tonight you're going to go hang out at Grandma and Grandpa's house because your mom and I are going to go on a date. And they'll be like, I know. And you're like, now, hold up for a minute. How can you know? How can you know? Because I just decided that inside my brain right now. So I have no idea how when I just decide. I just knew and know for myself right now. Are you telepathic or something? Because if so, that's amazing. Because I just found out because I decided it. So I don't know how you know. How do you know? And they're like, well, I mean, I'm not saying I know. I'm just saying like I know, like, okay, And I'm like, yeah, you can just say, yes, sir, Dad. That actually works better for me. You know what I'm saying? So we know a lot of things, right? And we say, I know, right? Or we might understand certain concepts. We might have an employee, if you're a team leader, maybe you've sat across the table from someone, you've had that tough conversation with them, and maybe you're having a conversation, you're saying, hey, your production just isn't where it needs to be. We need you to get your production up. Do you understand me? Or you might say, hey, your behavior in the workplace, it's affecting other people, your attitude, how you're behaving isn't going to work. And if you don't change that over the next few weeks, few months, we are going to have to part ways. You are going to have to leave this job. We're going to have to let you go. Do you understand? They look at you and they go, I understand. And then let's fast forward 2 weeks, a month, 3 months later, you have that talk with them again. You say, hey, you haven't changed. You haven't changed things. So we're going to let you go. And they're going to say, I don't understand. I don't understand, right? You've been there. I don't understand. I don't understand why. I don't understand. So there's knowing, there's understand, but there's applying. We all know that we should floss our teeth. We understand why, many of us, right? You don't want food caught in your teeth. It's bad, tartar, all that kind of stuff, right? We understand at some level, but do we apply it? How many of us apply it? Hey, how about this? We know that we know if we went to a doctor or we went to a trainer, a fitness trainer, a health coach, and we wanted to find out, how can I lose weight? No matter what body type you are, no matter what you look like, what you are, what background you, whatever, it doesn't matter. They're going to tell you two things. They're going to say it all comes down to your diet and say it. That's right. Exercise, right? It's diet and exercise. I could be a fitness coach, a health coach. You could be a health and fitness coach. We all could. It all comes down to diet and exercise. We know that, and we maybe even understand that there has to be a calorie deficit, right? That we have to take in less calories or we have to burn more calories than we're taking in or than we're consuming. And then we have to have that calorie deficit and then we'll lose weight, right? We get that. We know that. We understand that. But here's why we are not all our perfect weight that we desire to be. You know why? Here, I'll tell you why. Because chocolate cake tastes better than skinny feels, okay? Chocolate cake tastes better than skinny feels. That's just the truth of life. Or this, a cocktail feels better than thin looks, right? And maybe it doesn't matter what you look like, but maybe you get a couple cocktails in you and hey, you're bringing sexy back, right? You're feeling good. It doesn't even matter, right? So what am I saying here? What I'm saying is, and what I'm trying to share with you today is like anything else, you probably know this information. You may even understand what I'm going to share with you today. But here is the question. Do you apply it? Are you putting any action behind it? It's the old saying, you will get out of it what you put into it. Okay? So all things being equal, people do business with people they know, like, and trust. And all things not being equal, people do business with people they know, like, and trust. And in this session today, I'm going to give you resources that your sales team or you can put into practice immediately to increase your sales, no matter what market you find yourself in. and to develop a strong referral base for continued success. Now, I have a digital download for you. This thing is chock full of giveaways, okay? I have an infographic, and I reached out to tenured sales professionals in the industry, in multiple industries across the board, and I asked them, how do you increase sales in a down market? And they came up with 19 items. And I put that on an infographic, and I provided that for you. And so if you will text in, you can do it right now. If you will text in your name and your email, just your first name and your email, to 817-799-6649, you'll automatically get this thing called a reflection guide. And then shortly after that, you'll get the infographic that will share with you the details on how to increase sales in a down market. All right. So I have another giveaway that I'm going to share with you once again at the end. Totally free. I created some content that is in 1-minute segments. So I know we're all busy. You have to decide where are you going to spend your time. If you're a team leader, where is your sales team going to spend their time? What activities are they going to engage in? And that time is precious. And so I created some training that reinforces some of the concepts that I'm sharing with you today, but it does it in a quick 1-minute video that's delivered directly to your inbox. It's totally free. I'll give you the website before we are done today. All right, so here is the first question I want us to start off with, and it's this. What do our clients expect from us? Think about that for a minute. What do your clients expect from you? Go ahead, take like 15 seconds and just think for a minute. All right, so what do our clients expect from us? Some might want professionalism, right? They want us to be on time. They want us to be good at what we do. They want us to have expert reviews. They want us to have warranties. They want us to be friendly. They expect us to be detailed. They expect us to be happy. They expect us to be steady and stable in our business. They expect us to be trustworthy, right? There's so many expectations that our clients have. And really the true answer is different clients expect different things. Different clients expect different things. Here's another question. Does your sales team know their sales style? Do you know your sales style? Or more importantly, the buying styles in the marketplace and how to build rapport with each style in the marketplace. Now, you're listening to this today because you want the edge. You want to increase your sales. You want to answer the question, how do I increase my sales in this market that I find myself in right now? And we are going to jump right into that. So let me give you some overview of disc styles and of disc. If you've never heard of this or if you've heard of it before, let me give you some details. In 1928, Dr. William Moulton Marston published the book Emotions of Normal People. So he wasn't talking about me and my family, but emotions of normal people. And then in 1940, Walter Clark took the theory of Dr. Marston and developed the first DISC personality profile, which is very similar to what we use today. And what I do, I have assessments for my clients. The third thing I want you to know is that Business Wire noted that more than 70% of Fortune 500 companies use the DISC assessment to develop their teams. 70% of Fortune 500 companies. That is amazing. That's an overwhelming majority that use this style of assessment and this tool to gain an advantage in the marketplace. Why am I telling you this? Well, I want you to know that this information that I'm sharing with you is not only research-based, it's also tested in the marketplace. It has been through the test of time as well, and it is continually used in the marketplace. Okay? So let's keep moving. Now, I want to do real quickly a brief assessment on you, so play along with me, okay? And we're going to discover your sales style. We're not going to go in depth on it, but discover your sales style here real quick. So are you fast-paced? Now, just follow along with me. Are you fast-paced and outspoken, or are you cautious and reflective? Are you fast-paced and outspoken? Are you fast-paced and outspoken, or are you cautious and reflective in your natural state? And look, I'm not putting you in a box. I'm not labeling you. I'm not categorizing you. I'm not analyzing you. I'm talking about how people behave and how people understand other people. Okay. And there's a big difference. There's not a limitation. I actually did an assessment on a bank president, highly successful, amazing bank president. Well, he doesn't fall in your category of a natural born, what we might call a natural born leader, but he is an exceptional leader. He is the perfect leader for his organization and what they needed and where they were going. And he's an amazing leader to his team. They love him. And he gets the job done. He gets fantastic results. So there is not one category that is the best salesperson, the best leader, the best communicator. They're just different behavior styles. Okay. So let's try this again. Are you more fast-paced and outspoken, or are you more cautious and reflective? Okay. Answer that question. And then if you're more fast-paced and outspoken, put an F on a little piece of paper there. Or if you're more cautious and reflective, put a C. All right, let's keep going. Now, are you more questioning and skeptical, or are you accepting and warm? Questioning and skeptical. So you tend to be questioning and skeptical of what people say. You're poking holes in things, and you see the flaws and things. So you're skeptical and you're questioning in that way. Or are you more accepting and warm? You're like, hey, come on in, have a seat on the couch, let's hang out. And you're more accepting and warm. Which line? And it might be 51-49. Just pick one. It's okay. And figure out, are you accepting and warm or questioning and skeptical? Okay. Now, put a Q if you're more questioning and skeptical. Put an A if you're more accepting and warm. Now, let's look at the next slide. Okay, here we are. So, we have the different boxes here. Now, if you found yourself, you look at the top left quadrant, you found yourself more questioning and skeptical and fast-paced and outspoken. So you have an F and a Q on your little piece of paper there. If you have an F and a Q, then you would fall in what we call the D, or dominance box. Now, you are the natural born leader. You want to own it, run it, or control it. Your motto is lead, follow, or get out of the way, okay? You are direct. You're a driver. And the happiest day of your parents' life was the day that you left home, okay? I'm not trying to be mean. And it's not because you're a bad person, but it's because they finally got their house back, right? You owned that thing. When you lived there, it was like it was yours. Now they're like, oh my goodness, it's our house again. Wow, this is amazing, right? When you were at home, you were always wanting to be in charge. You have a fuel. And if you're getting this in your life, business, or relationships, you're energized. And if you're not getting it, you're sluggish and drained. You want to know what the fuel is? Your fuel is getting results. Your fuel is getting results. Now, don't get upset, okay? I'm going to do this with everybody, so just relax, and let's move on to I's. All right, if you check the box that you are fast-paced and outspoken, you have an F, and then you have an A underneath it. You're accepting and warm. You're fast-paced and outspoken, and you're accepting and warm. You are what I call the influence type. So you are the happiest, most energetic person to be around. You're on the Disney team. You're the class clown. You don't need to go to a party because you are the party. You bring the party. Come on. This is the type that I understand most because this is me. This is how I'm wired. Okay. And you were probably in sports and clubs and extracurricular activities in school, right? Or you went to school to see your friends. You didn't go to school to go to school. You went to school to see your friends. I'm like that. One of my daughters is like that as well. Now get this, the saddest day of your parents' life was the day that you left, because all the fun left, right? all the fun, all the excitement. Now you have a fuel as well. And if you're getting this fuel in your life, business or relationships, you're energized. And if not, you are sluggish and drained. Your fuel is having fun. Come on. If we're going to do this thing, we might as well have fun while we do it. That is the influence type. All right, let's keep moving. Next, we have, if you said you were cautious and reflective and accepting and warm, so you have a C and an A in that, what I asked you to write down earlier, you're cautious and reflective and you're accepting and warm. You are going to be steadiness. You are steady. You're the nicest people watching this webinar right now. You're the nicest person that could be watching this. You're the sweetest, kindest, most gentle person. And you have a big heart. You are steady and stable. You remember the happiest day for the parents of D's, and then the saddest day for the I's? Well, this group, you, the S's, you just haven't left home yet. Okay, I'm not picking on you, but you aren't physically there anymore, but your heart is always there, right? You are a natural born caregiver, and that's why we love you. That's why we got to have you in this world. You're an amazing person, and you have two fuels. If you're getting this in your life, your business, or your relationships, you are energized, and if not, you're sluggish and drained. You want to know your fuels? Your fuels are peace and harmony. Peace and harmony. Now, the D styles, they don't get this. They're like, peace and harmony. Why do I need that? What's the value in that? But you know what it is, and that is your fuel. All right, now let's jump over to the C style. If you wrote down that you are cautious and reflective, and you are questioning and skeptical, then you may be a C. And we would call that conscientiousness. Your type is you're the conscientiousness type. Now, you are the smartest person watching this webinar right now. Okay? You're probably a math, science, or computer major. You graduated with honors. You're amazing. To the I's, we're wondering how many of the I's in the room actually graduated at all. Okay, I did, barely, but I did. You are competent, careful, calculating, and contemplative. Remember the D's, happiest day, the I's, saddest day, the S's that are still at home. Well, here's the C. The C, you bought your parents' home, and you're leasing it back to them right now. Why are you doing that? Well, because you're smart. And because it provides good residual income and it avoids probate. That's why you did it. You want to know the in-depth meaning to the in-depth meaning. You proofread Xerox copies. That's just who you are. And you have 3 fuels. And if you're getting these fuels in your life, your business and your relationships, you are energized. And if not, you're sluggish and drained. You want to know what your fuels are? Your fuels are quality answers, value, and being correct. Isn't that good? Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun to kind of find out a little bit about ourselves? And it's so true, right? We all really fall into these 4 main quadrants. And it doesn't mean you're not limited by it. But you know what? Yeah, that is kind of what I value. That is how I perceive life. That is kind of how I move through life. Well, if it's true for you, friend, it's true for your clients as well. And the reality is, if you don't understand someone, you'll misunderstand them. And more so in business, if you don't understand someone, if you don't understand your client, then you won't just misunderstand them. You'll miss out on the sale. Now, I know you may be thinking that your team would never take the time to learn this information. They wouldn't be interested, or it's too much. I can't. It's too complicated. I don't know how am I going to do that? I don't even know. But I got to remind you, hey, 70% of Fortune 500 companies do this. So they figured out a way. They figured out a way to learn these concepts, and they figured out a way to get their teams to learn these concepts. And I've made it so simple for you. I've really boiled it down in the program that I have available, and I'll give you the information on that, where it really goes deep dive on all these concepts and how to apply them. It's a 3-step process, 3 keys to increase your sales with your team, and it's this simple. I'll tell it to you because remember, there's knowing, there's understanding, but then there's applying. And if you don't apply this, it really doesn't matter. I can tell you this all day long. But if you don't know how to apply it or you don't apply it, it really doesn't matter. But I'll tell you, so it's this. My 3-step process, it's this simple. Know yourself. We did a little bit of that right now. I have assessments that do more. Know your client. Okay. That's what we're going to talk about in just a moment. Just about to jump into that section where you can have some insights on your client. And then finally, navigate to your client. How do you get from where you're at to where your client's at? How do you get from here to there? And that's really what I teach in my online course that I have, or my workshop that I teach. But anyways, that simple. Know yourself, know your client, navigate to your client. It's really that easy. Now, what I'm about to share with you, I already told you Fortune 500 companies use it, but even every company you see uses this. Have you ever been on a landing page, or have you ever posted any marketing material? Every landing page, every marketing material, every website, it follows this same thing in the same order, D, I, S, and C, with what each personality type desires. Every landing page it's gonna post a result at the top. Increase your sales in 3 easy steps, right? Some kind of result. Then it's going to have prestige. It's going to talk about how this is going to make you more desirable. You've seen the commercials for the cologne, and it's always, you use our cologne and you're going to be hot, right? You're going to be so good looking, and everybody's going to want you on their team, and you're going to be more successful in life. Prestige. That's really catering to the I personality. And then they're going to say, and you can trust us. You can trust our product. This is secure. This is stable. We've stood the test of time. That's checking the box for the steadiness style. And then they're going to give some expert reviews, right? Anybody who knows anything is going to use this product, or we have been around forever, and you won't have to look anywhere else. This is the most highest quality product on the market. We have warranties and we have comparison information that is going to make sure that you're making the right decision the first time. That's getting your C-style buyers. We all follow this. On the John Maxwell team, in less than 10 years, has certified over 23,000 coaches internationally. Amazing, right? They use this. If you go through their process, their sales process to become a coach, once one of their program coordinators connects with you, they determine what style you are, and then based on what they have determined your buying style is, they send you their sales pitch video based on your style. And if you're a D, they send you a video that's half the length of the others. And if you're an I, the Teresa Scanlon, the Miss America, who's doing the videos, she's going to be way more bubbly and smile more and have more energy with what she's doing. If you're an S, she's going to slow down her pace a little bit, and she's going to be warm. She's going to be steady. And if you're a C, she's going to look you in the eyes, and she's going to talk about all the details of what you will receive in this product and this offer. Right? That is how you build a company from 0 to 23,000 in less than 10 years. It's about understanding your clients, and you can use this stuff. I'm telling you, you can really use this stuff and find tremendous success. So let me give you, and this is, I'm going to give you some stuff on navigating or on knowing your clients. All right, so let's jump into how do we know our clients. Let me give you some tips on how you can know your clients. If you run into a client that's decisive, independent, efficient, competitive, and determined, this is your D buying style. They're gonna be in that dominance box, and they buy based on expediency, expert reviews, superior quality, and their ability to get results. Remember, we talked about this earlier. If you're a D and you're listening to this, results was one of your high values. Well, it's the same is true for that buying style, the people that you interact with. There are some results-oriented people, so you have to cater your pitch, how you talk to them, how you share your product. It's not a one-size-fits-all. If I could tell you anything, if you learn anything from this webinar today, know that you can no longer use a one-size-fits-all approach to sales. You have to cater your approach, modify your approach to the different styles. Next, if your client is persuasive, talkative, optimistic, personable, and outgoing, then they are going to buy products based on impulse, aesthetics, word of mouth, and their ability to give prestige. How does this make me feel? How does this make me look? That's why the car salesman, they say, sit in the car, right? That hits a certain style more than others. And when you sit in that car, you feel that car. And they start saying things like, this is the kind of car you deserve to drive. This is the kind of car that I'm just going to tell you. If your friends see you in this car, they're going to be a little jealous. Now that is going to work with a certain type of person. It's going to work with those influencers. To some of you in the room, to the C's in the room, you're like, that's the cheesiest line I ever heard. Yeah, that's okay. It'll work on people like me though. It works on people like me, okay? So we're different people. We got to modify our approach. Now listen, this is not manipulation at all. What is this? This is checking the box that each one of your clients needs checked so they can make an informed decision. Everybody has different boxes they need checked. The D style, they need results. They need 20% of the information to make a decision. The C style, they need 100% of the information, okay? You're not doing a disservice to the D by only giving them 20%. You're giving them exactly what they want. If you bore them with 100% of the information, they won't go with you because you're wasting their time. They'll think, every time I'm around that person, they waste my time. So it's checking the boxes that each particular buying style needs so they can confidently make a decision. Let's keep going. Next is your S style. These are steadfast, systematic, dependable, agreeable, listening buyers. Okay, when you have one of these people across from you, and I've even seen some statistics that say close to the mid-60s, 65, 68% of people in the marketplace fall into this S style. So be aware of that. Recognize that. They're wonderful people. They're nice people. They're great people. And it looks like it's the majority of the population falls into this box. Get to know this person, okay? This is going to be most of your clients, no matter what industry you're in. How do they buy products? They buy products based on practicality, simplicity, and their ability to make the user more secure. So you Ds and you Is, you need to get real practical with your approach. You need to be simple with it, and you need to slow down and say, hey, let me share with you why you can trust this product and why you're going to be able to put it into practice today. Let me show you why our service providers have really put together the simplest process. And if I can I just take a moment and kind of share with you an overview of what you're going to receive so you can feel secure about making this decision. You see how I slowed down and how I changed my cadence of my speech, and I really, you could feel the warmth in my voice. I wanted to connect with that person across the table from me. I'm here for you, right? Know, understand, apply this information. And then finally, the C style, they're going to be analytical, serious, conscientious, intuitive, and orderly. And how do they buy products? They buy products based on proven ability, product warranties, comparisons, and information available. I have family members that read every Amazon review before making a decision. I don't do that, right? I'm more in that ID is my style. Now, the assessments give you a deeper understanding of your style. That's why I'm an ID. And we just focused on one when we talked about your sales style earlier. I'm an ID. So that's my buying style as well. So I look at it. If I like it, I might look at a couple features and then I buy it. Now, I've gotten in trouble because I'll see something on there. I go, oh man, that's an awesome remote control car. And then I get it and it's 2 inches, right? It's this little dinky Hot Wheels car. I thought I was getting my son a remote control car. I just got ripped off, right? Because I didn't read the reviews where people say, hey, this is a little Hot Wheels car. This is not a real full-size remote control car, right? So the conscientiousness, those buyers, they are very aware of what's going on, and we need to check those boxes for them. So you're going to bring extra pamphlets. You're going to go the extra mile with explaining everything they'll get, showing the product warranties, showing the comparisons, and even maybe asking the question, hey, when you're deciding and you want to make the comparisons, can I sit down with you? Because many times you have to talk through or you have to work through information. Let me help you work through that information and make the best possible decision. If it's me, great. If it's not, I will help you make the best possible decision. But be a partner with those conscientious buyers. Okay. That flew by. I gave you a lot of information, and in a short amount of time. This is just a small portion of what I go through in my training and my online course, and I have the information available for that. You've received that. My course is available. I encourage you to get it if you're a sales professional, if you have a team. I don't know of a value like this in the marketplace. It's over 20 videos of content. They're broken down. They're short so that you can refer back to specific ones. Say you're about to write a proposal for a C buyer, and you go, how do I talk to them? How do I write up a proposal for them? I give you tips, and it's in a short reference-based video, so you can go just to the C style, watch the video, make your proposal, and you don't have to filter through a 2-hour webinar or 2-hour training to try and find out everything and where it's at. So high value with that. I give you tons of bonus content, and you actually get individual assessment comes with the sales training that I have for you. So tremendous value. Go on there, go on the website, purchase it, get access to it. And it's lifetime access to that content. And so I just want to leave you with this parting thought. To achieve a goal you've never achieved before, you must start doing things you've never done before. Okay, so maybe this is time to start doing a new thing. And with that, let me give you one more thing. I did say I'd have a giveaway at the very end. One more item, and that's free training. You can use this, your friends, you can share the link. It's totally free. If you go to microlearningcoach.com, microlearningcoach.com, you can sign up there for a free 10-part micro-learning series that will reinforce these concepts that I shared with you today. Your team members can go through it. I have an orientation video, so even if they don't watch this webinar, they can understand the basics of what I'm teaching. And I hope you found this beneficial. And if I can serve you in any way, feel free to reach out to me on my website, Drew T. Jackson, Drew T as in Thomas Jackson.com. Got a contact area there. I'd love to speak for your team, come and do a live workshop, or serve you in some other way. Thank you so much. Bye.